Give the game early to baseball players. Give it to people who play the sport, not these fucking 5'3" nerds. Oh my god, people, SDS Studios is sinking to a new low. A new fucking low. Just when you think that SDS cannot get any lower than they are. They're appealing to the lowest common denominator of sport gamer and Twitch streamer possible. I mean, it's so obvious that they're paying money to these streamers to make this game look like it's the greatest baseball game ever conceived in the history of not only baseball games, but humanity itself. And I'm here to tell you the truth. It's about 10 minutes before the game actually releases on all platforms worldwide. This game is going to be absolute dog shit. It's going to be garbage. It's the same fucking game as last year. And I'm not going to blame people for paying their money for it. I'm not going to do that like I usually would, because it's the only sort of baseball game on the market that is any good. And it's not even that good. Let me just say playable. It's the only baseball game on the market that is a playable game, that functions correctly. And even then, it doesn't really function correctly because usually the show comes packed full of bugs and glitches and errors that are overlooked by the developers that, you know, they don't really care about because it's not Diamond Dynasty, so they're not going to try to improve your quality of life in the offline game modes, because you should go fuck yourself with a 20-foot pole. That's why. And the fact of the matter is, not only does SDS not care about the average common consumer, like the average consumer that pays money for the game but doesn't stream it, they cater to streamers so much. They cater this game, they're just like 2K, they cater to the content creators. And when you give content creators who don't really know the game of baseball and have no clue what they're talking about, when you give them that amount of leverage and power over how you're creating your video game, that is not a good thing for the casual fan base and community of the game. So SDS is lining these streamers' pockets with just a bunch of cash to say good things about their shitty product year in and year out. They've been doing this since, like, I don't even know, since the show 16, 17. That's really when this whole thing sort of fucking derailed. Really, we have not had a good baseball game in a very long, like actually good. I'm not talking about playable, people. Just because you can play the game doesn't mean it's fucking good. And what I mean by good is a game that is fleshed out, that has minimal to no bugs, and that is deep in modes that you can get replay value out of, that doesn't get boring in fucking 2 weeks. And that was MVP Baseball 2005, way back then, one of the greatest sporting games ever fucking made. Not only baseball, but sports. And SDS could only wish they could make a game of a portion of that quality, not even half, like 15% of the quality of MVP Baseball 2005, because they haven't even come close. The features are bare bones. The franchise mode, whatever the hell it's called, I don't even fucking know at this point. I haven't played an MLB The Show in so long, it's unbelievable. That mode is so bare bones. There's no depth to it. I mean, it's lacking in feature. When a game like this is lacking in features, it's going to get boring very quick. And Diamond Dynasty is another game mode where it has like 3 features, like 3 modes you can play. Come on, really? I mean, seriously, that's your flagship mode and there's nothing to do in it? Or online, offline, grinding. I mean, that's pathetic, because you're not putting content in your game that is meaningful. That's side quests. That's not the main fucking thing of the game. That's like those are literally fetch quests. Those little offline little moments. Nobody plays those to have fun. They play it so they can grind the game and get cards and like whatever the hell it's called, stubs. That's what they do. And XP. That's what they do. They don't play that to have fun. They play it to grind. And when you're having modes solely that aren't for fun but are to grind the game, so you can get better cards, better, like, I don't even know. When you're doing that, when you're filling, you know, your game with useless game modes, it deteriorates the quality of the game and of the user experience. And SDS I gotta give them some sort of award for how much money they're paying these streamers, because I swear I have not seen a streamer say one bad thing about this game. One. A single thing that is negative. I haven't seen one. And it's not because the game is the greatest fucking baseball game ever. It's because they're getting paid. And people don't realize this. They don't know what's actually taking place here. And it's scummy because, yes, there's other developers that probably do it. EA probably does. I mean, EA does do it with their whole creator department thing. I don't know what the fuck it's called. EA. I don't care. But they definitely pay content creators to say good things about their game. 2K, who knows, maybe they do. I don't think they have a program for that, but maybe they do. They're just not telling people about it in the public eye because they don't want to be looked at as a bunch of assholes. SDS, they're another one that has not made whatever creator department that they've created and sponsor all these YouTubers. They have not made that. Maybe they have. I'm just overlooking it. They obviously give the game early to certain people. That's obvious. Mostly streamers and people who create content on YouTube and Twitch and other sites such as that, and Twitter and stuff like that. They also give the game early to those type of people. But the fact of the matter is, those people have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Give the game early to baseball players. Give it to people who play the sport. Not these fucking 5'3" nerds who have no idea what they're even talking about in the first place. That's the problem with this game every year. You give it to fucking nerds. You give it to 5'3" nerds who have never even picked up a bat in their life. Please give the game to pro baseball players, whether it be to players in Japan. I don't even care if you're giving it to players in fucking Romania. Give it to baseball players. The top high school prospects, they should get it. The top college athletes, they should get it. The minor leagues, AA, single A, rookie ball, AAA, give it to them. Hell, even MLB players, give them the game early. Let them give you feedback. Give them the game when it's in beta and let them give you advice. Like when it's months away, like 7 or 8 months away from being released. Give it to the baseball players, the professional athletes or the collegiate athletes or the top-ranked high school prospects who play the game at a high and elite, truly elite level that none of these fucking nerds ever have achieved in their life. And you can call me a hypocrite for that. Oh, you're probably a nerd too. Hey, I'm just stating the truth. The game should be given to athletes, to pro baseball athletes, not losers, not people who stream every day. Stop giving the game to these fucking slobs and give it to people who know what the fuck they're talking about. That's how you improve the quality of life for your customers. Give them an authentic, true-to-life baseball experience instead of a fucking stupid, overtly competitive, garbage, dog shit, watered down, terrible game every fucking year. And I don't want to hear it from any SDS show, any fanboy that comes at me in the comments. I don't want to hear from you. Because you're just as big a part of the problem as the streaming nerds. So the fanboy nerds and the streaming nerds, they team up, they form a unholy coalition and unit to try to water down the quality of this game. And quite frankly, that sort of disturbs me. That definitely disturbs me. Because now we got people who don't know what they're talking about trying to dictate the game. They are trying to control how the game is. And that ticks me off. And well, I guess that's it for this rant. Thank you all for watching. This has been Mr. Truth, and this was nothing but the truth. Peace out.